Are you struggling with bar chords? Stick around, I've got some great tips to help you out. Hello everyone, it's James from Practice Like a Pro, providing you with simple, clear guitar tips to help you on your guitar playing journey. So today we're going to talk about bar chords, try and get you playing them a little bit cleaner and a little bit better. We don't just talk about bar chords on this channel, but we talk about lead guitar, finger picking, we've got practice exercises and routines for you to try. Please do consider subscribing. So why are bar chords so hard? Well, I think because you spent so much time learning the open chords and got such great results, it's really easy to go back to those or just put a capo on and play any of the songs that would need bar chords, just kind of not cheat, but it's an easy way around. Now, when you were learning open chords, there was no option to there was no kind of trick or hack to get around them. And if you didn't play them and didn't practice them, you weren't going to get anywhere. And because we have an easier route out sometimes, I think bar chords get pushed to the back. With that being said, my first tip is to find a chord that you can play with open chords and try and use bar chords to practice the song. So let's say Lion Eyes by the Eagles is mainly G, D and C. Instead of going, figure out the bar chord shapes and practice that and try and play to the song. A great tip is to twist your barring finger ever so slightly to catch the higher notes. If you're getting dead notes on the top, twist your finger ever so slightly and it might just be enough to get those sort of trickier notes at the top of the chord. The pre-placement of chords is something that I've been discussing with my students, and the idea is if you were to, let's say if you were to think of a G chord, an open G chord, if I was explaining to a student, I'd just go, oh, you know G, and you see the motion that I've made with my hand kind of looks like a G chord. If you're going for a bar chord, try and give yourself a little bit of a head start and a bit of a run up by making the shape of the chord. So let's use that A chord again. Well, that kind of looks like an A chord, but if I'm approaching the fret with that shape, your fingers are kind of 80% in the right place and they just need a little bit of fine tuning. Rather than barring, then putting one finger on, then another, and then another, because by the time that you've done this, the moment's gone and you're supposed to be playing the next chord anyway. So I try and get all my fingers roughly in the same place as I'm approaching the fret. Try not to bend the strings when you're playing bar chords, because sometimes what happens is you're gripping the chords so tight that you actually pull the strings towards the floor. And what happens is you bend them out of tune. Can you hear out there? That's quite significantly out of tune, and your fingers might all be in the right places and they might all be ringing out, but you're shooting yourself in the foot by bringing them down. You should be trying to sort of create a pinching motion rather than a squeeze. When we play a 5-string bar chord such as D minor on the 5th fret, we're only supposed to play 5 strings, because I say to my students that it's an A minor shape, just as we play an A minor chord at the bottom of the neck with 5 strings. The A minor shaped bar chord, we only play with 5 strings as well. But if you look closely, I'm actually touching this low E string and stopping it from vibrating. So I can strum all 6 strings and not be getting that underneath it. So use the extra little bits hanging over to your advantage. You know, if I play any chord, any 5-string bar chord, each one of those chords that I just played, I'm just touching the string, not enough to fret it, but enough to mute it, just enough that I can get a good clean strike, and even if I hit that low E string, it doesn't ring out. I hope some of those tips were helpful for you. If they were, please let us know in the comments which chords you're working on at the minute. If you want to see some more of his content, please consider subscribing to the Practice Like a Pro YouTube channel. And over here, if you've got 5 or 10 more minutes and want to learn something else, please consider watching one of his other videos. Thank you very much for watching, and until I see you next time, thank you very much. Keep practicing like a pro.